Hello, my name is Reverend Deborah Dean-Ware. I am the pastor of Church of the Good Shepherd United Church of Christ here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. My congregation is a multiracial, multi-ethnic congregation. We are an LGBTQ affirming congregation. My church has been fighting for justice and for human rights for more than 6 decades, and it is a privilege and a pleasure to serve in ministry with the people of Church of the Good Shepherd. I say to my church often, probably too often, that I am a full-fledged Bible geek. I am a Bible nerd through and through. I love studying the scriptures, both the Hebrew Bible, or what's been traditionally known as Old Testament, as well as the New Testament or the Christian Testament. I love studying the Bible. I read commentaries about it. I look up what biblical scholars are saying about different texts. I love learning the history of the people in biblical times and the circumstances in which they were writing. It's one of the greatest joys of my ministry. And I consider the Bible, as difficult as it is to understand at times, one of the primary foundations for my Christian faith. And I think it's a primary foundation for the work of the church. And I am growing increasingly angry and frustrated and disappointed that people in power, people in our government, using the Bible, weaponizing the Bible to harm some of the most vulnerable and powerless people in our world. I find it heinous and cruel. And I also find it unbiblical. See, the Bible wasn't written by people in power. The Bible wasn't written by religious elite. It wasn't written by emperors or kings. The Bible was written by oppressed people. Over the course of 2 millennia, biblical writers were writing words of hope in the midst of serious oppression, violence, and poverty. So to take this document that has been throughout history been used to offer compassion and hope and love to marginalized people, to take this document and to weaponize it and to use it to harm the people that are much more similar to the biblical authors than we are in middle-class America, I find that cruel and immoral. The Bible was written by enslaved people. The Bible was written by exiled people. The Bible was written by scattered people. The Bible was written by occupied people. The Bible was written, every single word of it was written under some form of oppression. It was not written by the powerful to stay in power, but was written by the oppressed to rise up and to speak God's truth. So the biblical thing to do is to speak truth to power. The biblical thing to do is to welcome the stranger, the immigrant, the refugee, the asylum seeker. The biblical thing to do is to challenge unjust laws. The biblical thing to do is to speak love and hope and compassion. See, I'm a Bible geek, and I refuse to sit by any longer, allowing the document that nourishes my heart and my soul and my community's heart and soul. I refuse to let it be weaponized. I refuse to let it be used to batter the marginalized and the vulnerable, those who need love, hope, compassion, and joy. Will you rise up with me and be a biblical people? I invite you to do that today and every day. It is the biblical thing to do. Amen.